Okay, it's live. Okay. So should we just start with number 3?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Anybody want to take it?
I'll go first since I know
Okay.
this one.
Yeah.
In previous lessons, we'd assumed the population standard deviation was known. In this lesson, we are making a different assumption about, I forget what that's called. What has
Sigma.
changed? Thank you. And I put, we assume sigma is unknown.
Yay, that's what the whole lesson is about. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we put. Awesome. I'll take the next one. For the next 2 questions, let the null and alternative hypothesis. Okay, I'm just going to skip that. Assume that the population standard deviation sigma is not known. Becca collects a sample size of n equals 9 and computes x bar equals 11 and s equals 6. So we still don't know. I'm saying no, we don't know that because we still don't know what it is. Is that true?
Right.
Yeah, well, it says right in there that
Yeah.
sigma is unknown. So,
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah, it throws you off when I ask you the same question twice.
Yeah,
technically.
exactly.
All right, so for question number 5, correct? Okay, so we got t equals 1.5.
Yay, that's what I got too.
Oh, good.
Good.
That was an easy one. I wish they would give us ones like that all the time, where it's
Yes.
like a really easy square root question and just like obvious.
Right.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Yes.
Use the following values which were pulled from the body temp for the next 5 questions. Blah, blah, blah. All right, question 6. What is X bar?
Yes.
I have 98.220.
Okay, so how did you get that? Because I have 98.234.
Right, and I have the
Did
same
you?
since I did this with Elizabeth.
And we could be wrong.
I couldn't get it to copy and paste, so I just had to enter all of those. So maybe I've got a number wrong, but I just entered them all in and did a histogram, and that gives you your.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So let me double check my numbers.
well, just quickly, I didn't copy and paste anything. I just opened the body temp data file, but maybe that's not safe to do. Even though it had all the same numbers, it had a different number, or it had a different N. So that would make sense that I'm off, which changes a lot.
It would actually, because that's what we were going off of the rest of the time is just by what the numbers they gave us.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you got 98.22.
Yeah, but I'm double checking my numbers.
Yeah,
really
I'm
quick
going
to
to
make
check
sure I
mine
didn't enter
too.
something
Let's
wrong.
all do that. Oh, that went off.
Has anyone tried to copy and paste off of the quiz, like those values, or does it work?
It doesn't
I
work
couldn't
for me.
do anything. I couldn't highlight anything.
Okay. I was just going to say I might. didn't work for me.
You guys get that there's 20 values? N equals 20?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not missing anything. Everything looks good on mine.
If I can make sure I can keep up with the same one.
I keep doing the wrong calculations. Like I keep losing track. I'm going to have to do this on my very, very own. What number did you get?
98.22.
Okay.
And then added a 0 since it said 3.
Okay, I'm going to just do this on my own time but that changes everything.
Right, that means all of our values are just slightly off.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith, we were just saying we're so glad you keep us on track here. keep setting us straight.
I hope it's straight and I'm not leading you astray.
No, it is. It's helpful. Like,
Oh.
because I've noticed some comments off of other groups, they're like, we didn't get one question right on the test, or
Oh no. Okay, well, yeah, we got a good group then.
so we have a really good group. Okay, so what is what is X? And what did you get, Meredith? 98.22?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I stuck a
I've-
0 on the end since it asked for 3 decimal places.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's what I got as
Sorry.
well, and I just manually entered in all the numbers, so.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Then I have to recalculate my.
So 7 for S. We got the wrong one, right?
What did you get for S?
Me?
Yeah.
0.922.
Dang it. And how did you get? You got that based on. So I can't use
Just off the histogram.
off the histogram that you made up. Okay. So I used SPSS and obviously with the data file body temp, and that's why I.
How many values are on that one?
100 and.
Oh.
Let's see. No, I used 20 as my value but there were more. It had 148, but I used 20 since only 20 were highlighted here. But I just didn't.
The same 20?
Figure that. It is the same 20. But then the N.
I didn't even open it.
Yeah, well, you were wise because the N does equal. The N in the data file was 148. So I used that as my N initially. Okay, so
then our T-score that we got, Elizabeth, is wrong.
Yeah, totally. So what did you get as your S?
0.922. Is that what you're showing too?
Yeah, I am at this point.
Okay.
So we're going to do, for our T-score, 98.22 minus 98.6 over 0.922, and then divided by the square root of 20, correct? That's what our decision was. Because we're going off of the values given, not off the data file, kind of.
Yes.
Okay, so I got negative 1.94.
No.
No?
I have negative 1.843. Let me double check my math.
I'm working on mine still.
It could be me. I'm trying to hurry.
Oh, that's fine. I'll double check mine too and just make sure.
You're right, Meredith. It's negative 1.84.
Okay.
So that's the answer to number 8.
So from the lesson, when they tell you to do the analyze, compare means, and do the one sample t-test,
Yes.
and then they said don't use the upper and lower. We don't use anything from that except for the SIG two-tailed number, right? To get the p-value?
I thought we were using our T-score. I thought we were using our T-score.
The T-score isn't even the same. So that's what's been confusing me this whole time is I go in there and I see, oh, there's the T-score, but then that's not the right answer because the T-score isn't the same as when you calculate it by hand. And so that's what is confusing me so much. It's like, what can you use and what can't you use?
Right.
Because right now, let me just double check that. Let me do a sample t-test. Use 98.6. Oh, well, that one worked. Never mind. So yeah. So we can use that. We just can't use the upper and lower because they said that they're slightly different.
yeah.
From there, we have to use it from the explore function.
Right. So for the next
Okay.
one with the p-value, we're going to enter in the negative 1.84 in the left t-score. And then the question is if it's greater than, correct? So then we highlight the middle and the right tail.
Did you
Yeah,
say
you do
one?
both tail. No, if it's our alternate hypothesis is less than, so we only use the left tail.
Oh, so sorry. I thought it was greater than that I was asking. So,
No,
okay.
the alternate is mu is less than 98.6. We just use the left tail, and it really wouldn't matter. You just use one of them
Yeah.
because they'll be the same thing.
Okay, so then it's 0.0815. Is
That's
that
what I
right?
got. That's
For the p-value,
Right. If it's just the left
not what
tail?
I got. Negative 1.8.
Did you put negative 1.843?
Don't forget to change your degrees of freedom.
What do we change that? That I don't even know what to do with. What do I do with that? Change it to
For what?
The degrees of
Degrees
freedom.
Did
It's
it give
one
us?
less than n.
So
Oh,
we're
it's
19.
19, right?
Okay. I didn't even know
Yeah.
about that one. I forgot about that entirely.
Okay,
For some reason,
thank you.
I lost my quiz.
Okay, so then the p-value is 0.0407.
It should be 0.0405, which you'd round to 0.041.
I'm wondering, did I not?
Okay, I just lost my test somehow.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
go through and find it. That's really not fair.
Okay, so just making sure I have all the values in the correct spots, Meredith. I have
Mhm.
negative 1.843 as my t-score down at the bottom left. I have, and then 19 degrees of freedom and
Yep.
just the left tail highlighted.
Yes.
Okay, so then
But
I
you're not
did
getting-
get, I just did, because I didn't,
Okay.
I put my negative 1.84 and didn't put 3. Makes a difference. Okay, so
Finding
then,
my quiz still.
okay.
It's coming.
Oh,
Continue quiz. Luckily, it's okay. I don't know how I
Yeah,
closed it, but
to continue.
okay. So I am a little bit lost here. What question are we on?
we're on 9.
Okay, and for 8, we got negative 1.843. That's what I put.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay, yes.
So for 9, we put. Okay, I just need to plug that in.
So you can either put it into the student T probability app thing,
Uh-huh.
or you can just do the one sample test on SPSS
Oh,
and look at the sig two-tailed. And since we're only using one tail, you just divide the 0.81 in half, and that will
Okay.
also give you your p-value. So you can get it either way.
Okay, and it gives us 0.0405, so 0.041.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I have, never mind. I got it. Never mind.
Whoops, that's not a comma. That's a point.
Answered my own
Which is
question.
awful. Okay. So question 10, it's and
Now
what was your alpha.
Don't we, it was 0.05, wasn't it? The
Yeah,
alpha?
so we're going to reject the null then, right? Because it's lower.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay. Ooh, now we have to start over.
I know. And now we have to do that again, dang it. So are you using SPSS, Meredith, or are you using Excel?
I don't know how to do anything in Excel as far as all this is.
That's how I
Like
am.
those videos, the 221A doesn't use SPSS. They do everything in Excel.
Uh-huh.
Videos are for that class, but since we're learning the same stuff,
Yeah.
we just use them
Yeah.
again. Yeah,
Maybe I'm
we don't use
confusing myself
Excel.
more then, because I switched over to Excel for this one because I was like, I need to follow the video.
I know how to do the mean in Excel, but I couldn't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken the Excel class. All of this, I wouldn't have a clue how to find.
Right. Well, it's just a matter, I think, of just entering the values in the correct downloads.
Okay, I'm going to have to add all these in. So it's going to take me a second.
Okay, so the quiz question for number 11 goes right to what is the p-value?
So you've got to work your way into that.
Yeah.
You have
So,
21.
Actually, unless you just take your data and do the compare means and do a one sample t-test.
right.
The test value is 40. Because I did it all by hand, and then I remembered you can get that
Easily.
Right.
six.
I just-
You said the test value is 40 is what they gave us. Yeah, that's why you're okay. That's what I mean.
Okay, so I have 25. No, I don't. 21 values that I entered in.
That's how many I had.
Standard deviation. Did you guys get 36.35?
36 yeah, 356.
Uh-huh. And then mu, or the mean, is the 40.048.
Yeah, I think this one rounds it to 40.05.
Okay.
Wait, I'm one step behind you because you guys are moving faster than I
Oh,
can.
sorry.
No, that's okay. So which question are we on?
We're on 11, but
11,
I'm just making sure I
before you
my
set
math.
everything up.
I'm
Yeah, if
getting
we have the rest
okay.
of those right, we know we did our data right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the p-value.
So then what is the x? The
X.
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to figure out where I have my standard deviation, I have my mean, I have my n, but then I need my x, right? So I can figure out.
X is the mean. X is 40.05, or I think it gives us something better. And
Okay. Why am I
Yeah.
okay?
40.05, yeah, I think is probably the best thing to use. And then your standard deviation, did you say, is 36.355 or 356?
356.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's correct when you
Okay, so what did you guys use then for your u? Because I'm trying
40?
to figure out
40.
it's just
That
40.
was what's given.
Okay. Just making sure here. And now if it's all plugged in though, it should automatically just give you your p-value, right?
Yeah, if you do the one sample test.
Yeah. So then did you say that one I have to divide by 2?
Well, if you look up at your alternate hypothesis,
Uh-huh.
they're saying u does not equal 40. So that would include both tails.
Okay.
So you don't divide it. It's only if it's greater than or less than you only want one tail. So you divide the sig two-tailed amount in half, but this one you'd use the full amount.
So
go ahead.
I don't think mine's right.
0.995?
No, I have
Yes.
point like 0.00577.956. I'm like, that's not right though.
No, what are you getting that from? Are you from a calculation or just from the SPSS?
No, from the Excel when I plugged everything in.
Oh, see, I don't know how to do.
See, I'm not positive on it either.
Any of it.
I just changed everything I did.
So
Okay.
were you figuring out from finding the t-score and then doing the
P-value?
p-value?
No, I was just wondering because it gives me all of my variables. And so I was like, is that it? Is it just right there or do I need to plug it in?
Wait, what did they give you? What was that number you just said?
It's like 0.000577.
Oh, I don't know.
which I'm like, I don't even know where they got that from.
'Cause I don't
It's
know
not
what
even
they have you
close.
doing in Excel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going back. So let me finish my calculation. Sorry.
That's okay. Meredith, when it says sig two-tailed, what does that mean? That means p-value?
It's the
On the one
p-value if your alternate hypothesis is the not equal sign.
Uh-huh.
You use the full amount because it's including both tails.
Correct. Okay.
But if you have the greater than or the less
the less
than
than.
in your alternate hypothesis, you're only going to include one tail. So
Uh-huh.
you cut that number in half.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. But since we had, hold on, we had does not equal to, so we have to do both tails, so we have to use
Mhm.
the whole
We just use the full amount.
thing. Okay.
So what did you get for your t-score then to plug into your applet?
I didn't figure it out. I just went to the one sample test and used the SIG two-tailed number. Actually, no, I didn't. I did do the t-score. 0.00633023.
Okay, that's what
It's a
I
round of
got,
0.006.
but I can't get, my applet's not figuring
Are
it
you
out.
using the right applet?
So
The green
Okay,
one?
so yes, so we're going the green one.
T.
And
Okay.
degrees of freedom would be 20, right?
Yes,
Because it's, yeah, n minus, or 21 minus
1.
1. Uh-huh.
Highlight both tails. And then put the 0.006.
30.
However many. I'm going to round it anyway.
See, but then it pretty much
So it-
closes it all up.
The
Yeah,
whole,
so what's your area up there?
So then I have 0.9950.
that's it.
That's the answer.
That is it. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, it's filling up the whole thing, you guys. Like, this is wrong.
Well, it's 99%,
Well,
so that
it's
would make sense.
such a small
It would.
t-score that, yeah, it's going to fill it all in.
Okay. I was like, I'm
Tiny
doing
bit,
something
you
wrong,
can't even
y'all.
see. No, that's right.
Okay, so it's so high, so we fail to reject the null hypothesis, right?
Let's go back.
Yes.
Yeah. So for 11, it's 0.995, and then 12 is fail to reject because it is so
Yes.
big.
Okay. 13. We just would highlight 1.
So now we have a less than for our alternate hypothesis. So we only take half of that
Uh-huh.
SIG two-tailed number, or we just highlight one side of the app.
Right.
And we're going to have a lower.
So
So
it'll decrease it.
decreases.
It's going to cut it in half.
Yeah.
hmm
Yes.
And it's still too big though, so we still fail to reject. For now,
Yes.
14.
Yep.
That's what we got too.
Even though it was a different answer before. I mean, it was a different thing to compare it to.
Okay, now it
different
wants us to
probability.
construct a 95% confidence interval for the true mean weight between births at the hospital.
True wait time, yeah.
Yeah.
And this
So-
is where we can't use the sample test, the one sample test.
Okay.
Right. So this is actually where me and Meredith got to the quiz when we were going through it.
Me and you and me, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Sorry, Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, so
So are you guys doing this by hand or are you using
no,
SPSS?
I'm going to use SPSS.
Okay.
I'm like,
Not that I really know
I'm
what
using
doing
whatever
with
works on my computer.
that. The lower level of the confidence interval. Okay.
So how do you guys get then? Because isn't this data file, isn't it just telling us the birth weights?
No, this is we had
Wait
to
time between births.
I'm sorry, say that again, Meredith.
It's the wait time between births, so it's just in minutes. Births at the hospital.
Okay, I guess I'm having a hard time finding the correct file then.
You can't use the file. You have to type all those numbers in.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's just a section of the data pulled from that file. So if you did
Yeah.
the file, you'd have way too
The
much
wrong number.
information.
Yep.
So where is that information then for all those numbers?
Up in the information, you have to type in 59, 14, 37, 62, all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
You just
Sorry.
type it in. You just pick a new file in SPSS
Or in
Uh-huh.
Excel.
and just type them all in. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
in Excel.
Same.
Yeah, just put it all down one column,
Okay.
and then
You,
Do that.
Meredith, if you need to go.
no, I'm fine. My husband's
Oh,
leaving
okay.
home from getting the oil change, so we're fine.
Okay.
No, you're like, he's already taking care of all this stuff, so don't worry.
I'll round to 1 decimal place.
So will Excel allow you to do these
That's what
confidence intervals and stuff?
I've only gone off of what his videos are so far, trying to figure that out because I flipped over because I want to be able to work it out with him and make sure I was entering everything correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to figure that all out right now. Okay. So I did
So-
enter those all manually. So, but
Okay.
and so my
And then-
lower one is 23.499.
That's what I got. But you have to
Yeah,
round,
round it up to 1.
So it's 20. Okay, so
23.5.
yeah.
And then the upper would be 56.6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hooray.
So is it pretty easy on SPSS to do it? Because it's actually really, really easy on Excel.
It is really easy on SPSS, and I remember him saying before that you can't use Excel in the tests because you will be uploading data files, so
Okay.
you may want to
Okay.
go over practice with
I'll
SPSS.
switch over then. My computer kept freezing every time I did it that way. So, okay. So for our
All right.
lower limit, we did
Submit,
23.5 and
Mhm.
then our upper limit is 56.6.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
I submitted mine and got 100.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yay!
Meredith, thank you for being patient with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
Hey,
thanks.
but the homework quiz, have you guys done that one yet?
No,
Oh,
not there
Oh
yet.
my gosh, it confused the heck out of me.
Oh,
Because it
really?
does ask for the margin of error. And I'm like, I don't. So, but I figured out what that is, finally.
yes. That should be your S over, it's still your S over the square root of n, isn't it?
Times your t value.
Times, yeah. Okay. Well, do you guys care? Because I did my 2 tries with my homework quiz for 10. Do you care if I'm trying to, you know how they're like, interpret what this means?
Mhm.
Stuff. I'm just trying to get a handle on, because the way they asked it, I thought was backwards than what I thought it was.
Sorry, I just realized that I missed a question because I forgot to change
Oh,
it. It's okay.
Oh, no.
I still have another chance. Number
Oh my
7
God.
is 0.73. Is that correct?
On the
Or are we supposed to on the quiz that we just took because I missed it?
this S,
Um,
standard deviation?
number 7 is yes, S.
No,
Oh,
it's 0.922.
okay. I put 0.933. I don't know how I did that.
shoot.
0.922. Luckily, I have another chance.
Right. Okay. So do you mind if I just try and ask those theory questions? Because it just asked me if the sample size decreases, what would change from the 95% confidence interval? Doesn't it get narrower if it decreases? I got it wrong though, so it's not that.
Wait, say the question again.
Okay, so it was question number 8 in my homework quiz. And it said, suppose that instead of a sample of being 85, we went down to a sample of 35. And it says, how does that change your 95% confidence interval?
So I have in here, as the sample size goes up, the confidence interval will narrow. So if the sample size go down,
So
sample
it's just
size
wider.
goes down, then the confidence interval will widen or increase.
Okay.
I just have a
Okay.
list of all these. If this happens, then this happens. If this
Yeah, I did
happens,
too.
so
Because
Oh my, I gotta
I
write
couldn't
that
figure it out
down.
if I just had to think about it.
So, okay, so the sample size went down, so then my width went up.
Yeah, it will increase. It will get
Okay,
wider.
so that one increases. And then the other one, it was like asking the same type of thing. It was question number 14. And it said, are the requirements for the use of a confidence interval met? And I didn't know. It's hard to think back what I was thinking at the time. But I felt like the sample size was small because it was only at 15. And so I said that it was not met because the sample size was small.
Well, for that, I can't remember what the question was, but if you have a way to look at the histogram to see how it looks, and if it looks normal, then you know it's normal. Or if it mentions anything about the parent population being normal. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the.
Well, it was that one where it had the biologists did 15 whales, like their weight, the beluga whales, or 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, okay, here's your standard deviation of 125 kilograms. You know, and so then I had to figure out the true mean weight. And then I had to figure out the margin of error, which was fine. And then it just said, are the requirements for the use of this confidence interval met?
This is number
What
4.
number? What number are you on? I've got my quiz pulled up.
It's number 14. It's number 14.
The number is 35, and so it's large enough. And what was your question?
So it is large enough because
The
the
number is 35 according to the central limit theorem. It works. It's
so you're not going according to the problem. You're going according to number 13. Because 13 I
don't
had
know
to
'cause I don't
figure out
have
what
it.
sample size they would require.
uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
you're
going according to the problem, I believe. Either way, one is 45 and one is 35. So either way, they're big enough. They're both large enough.
well, in the original problem, it said they only took a random sample of 16.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what I was going
I
off of
see.
instead of number 13 saying, in theory.
I see.
If you go back to the information area, look on the fourth line. It says their data follows a normal distribution. So the
Okay.
parent data is normal.
So then
Okay.
it's automatic.
Or yeah, whatever. So we know. So that's why the answer is yes. The distribution
Uh-huh.
of sample means is normal because the data is normal.
Data is normal.
Okay. Okay. I was looking at
Thank
number
you.
10, which was a different problem because I didn't
Okay.
have the.
Okay. No, that's okay. I appreciate you guys clarifying that because originally I'm like, no, the size is small. So thank you.
Yeah. So since the original data is normal, then it wouldn't matter their sample size.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's all. I just needed to know what everything meant.
All right. So we will go forward on Tuesday, hoping we survive until then with our.
Have fun on your trip, Meredith.
Have a nice time.
Oh, I still have so much more homework to do. I was trying to get as much of it done before we left, but
I'm sure. Where are you headed?
just down to St. George, where it's a little
Fun.
warmer.
Uh-huh. That'll be nice, though.
Yeah.
Quick weekend trip then?
Yeah, my kids have today and tomorrow off from school, so
Nice.
Nice.
go down there.
You're like, so somehow you have to fit in homework in between everything.
Yeah, we have no Wi-Fi at the house.
I was
we're
going to
staying
say
at.
without internet. Oh, no.
I'll have to go to McDonald's. to do my homework.
McDonald's.
Oh, dear.
Been there, done
That'll
that.
work.
So,
Wow. Well, have fun by yourself at McDonald's while your family's in the morning.
I know. I'm doing fun stuff. All right. Well, we'll
Okay. Thank
see
you
guys
so
next
much.
week.
All right.
right, take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll post it.
Thanks.
Whoops, I forgot to stop the broadcast. It's going to be a long one.
That's all right. Nobody watches it.
Yeah, exactly.